Last week, me and our producer Matt were lucky enough to get some hands-on time with Assassin's Creed Origins, allowing us to wreak havoc in ancient Egypt for a few hours. We got to try loads of new, exciting, and sometimes strange things, so stay tuned for 9 reasons you need to check out Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, I'm going to kick things off by talking about the thing I found the most exciting by far, and that's the Predator arrows. How Predator arrows work is that you can control the direction they take in first person, creating your own little homing missile of pointy destruction. Now, the reason I found them so damn amazing is that they're so incredibly satisfying to pull off properly. Picture the scene. An enemy is running towards you, the look of fierce murder in their eyes, and you send off a Predator arrow towards them. With perfect finesse and timing, you direct it right at their face, taking them down in one smooth hit. Of course, it doesn't always have to be cool. There's also a lot of fun to be had aiming for some random NPC's bum. It's also perfect if you want to be stealthy. Hide behind a corner or up high on a ledge and aim your sneaky little arrow straight into their vital organs. It's perfect for run-throughs where you want minimal conflict, plus you'll feel like bloody James Bond when you pull it off. You won't need Q to get this move on the go though, it's an ability you can unlock after you level up a bit. And not that I would condone this barbaric act, but it's also quite fun to try and shoot birds up in the sky and nail them right in the noggin. Or get a flamingo right in the leg. Not that that's something I did. Awful behaviour. Awful, just awful. Now, whilst I may have been more excited by arrows you can control, Matt was far more enthralled by making people vomit everywhere. Yeah, not sure I can quite convey in this video just how excited he was by it. Very strange man. Anyway, making people throw up isn't just some weird way for Matt to have a good time, but actually a very strategic maneuver. Basically, once you've killed a person or an animal, you can poison their body once you unlock the ability to do so. This corpse will then infect those who come near it, causing a cloud of disease to swarm around them. They'll start coughing, and then start vomiting, before eventually dying. So once you've got your diseased corpse, you're ready to go cause some mischief. You could go for a stealthier approach, leaving a body in sight but then hiding out of the way so when the guards go to investigate, they'll get infected and slowly die. You can watch them out of sight and just wait for everyone to drop like the poor little plague victims they are, and then continue your merry stealthy way. Of course, you could take Matt's strategy. Kill a guard, poison the body, and then literally use it as a weapon as you launch its infected limbs at any poor soul who gets close enough. Yes, they'll be aware of your presence and battle will ensue, but it won't be long before they start spewing green stuff and you can spend 10 minutes giggling at the animation. Seriously, he was giggling for a solid 10 minutes. Considering that Origins is set in ancient Egypt, there's obviously a big emphasis on the desert. There's something very spectacular about galloping over the open sand and feeling total freedom. Of course, sometimes you can't even see 2 feet in front of you as the sandstorm bears down on you, making it basically impossible to see where the hell you're going. So less freedom and more, oh god, the sand is in my eyes, and the goggles, they do nothing. You'll also see some hallucinations if Bayek stands out in the desert for too long. Anyone here a fan of snakes? Hallucinations or not, I'd rather keep away. Another cool thing you'll stumble upon is stone circles. I found this one out in the desert and it basically turns Origins into the Lion King. You'll unlock a constellation that you'll need to slot into the sky. It's all very Disney and the stars will even tell you where to go if you're an idiot like me and can't work out the right placement. There's plenty of these Mufasa moments to unlock, so get searching. You'll also stumble across plenty of random tombs which are just crying out to be explored. Apart from this one. This one is a snake tomb, full to the brim with limbless foes who want to stick their pointy teeth right in your face. Yeah, you're on your own with this one, Bayek. Ever wanted to be an assassin badass who kills his foes in slow motion during the historical period of ancient Egypt? Well, that's a very specific desire, but luckily for you, it's one that can finally come true. One of the abilities you can unlock when it comes to beefing up your archery skills is bringing in slow motion. Not only does this make you look extremely cool, and will have the whole of Egypt gossiping about just how much of an awesome and sexy guy you are, but it's also super useful when it comes to battle. If you find yourself higher up than your target, you could chuck yourself off, get out your bow, and have a longer chance to actually hit them. Along with the Predator arrows, there's a real chance to make Bayek into a badass when it comes to archery, which is something I'm really looking forward to delving deeper into. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get good at it, and even the slowing of time didn't make for much arrow to flesh contact. But I have no doubt that with some practice, this will lead to some absolute beautiful takedowns. Plus, you can pretend you're in an advert for perfume or shampoo as you glide slowly down. Bayek, because he's worth it. Typically, on an Assassin's Creed map, you'll see it's peppered with plenty of icons with side missions galore. Origins is no different, and making your way to all the question marks will lead you onto some pretty cool adventures. One of those for me was finding a scroll that led me to some treasure. It was very much like Sea of Thieves, actually. I had to find the scroll, with the help of my amazing eagle buddy Sennu, of course, and then follow the cryptic riddle. It led me to the desert with a clue that involved finding a cross. This shipwrecked boat gave me the shape I needed, and after fast forwarding time to sunrise, it allowed the shadow to hit just the right spot. It was there I was gifted with my lovely reward. I love any kind of mystery solving in games, so the fact that Origins has this treasure hunt has got me very excited. I'm sure there'll be a ridiculous amount to get obsessed with the rewards making it all the sweeter. Fire! Everyone loves playing with fire. Well, they do if you're pyromaniacs like me and Matt, which is why we were delighted when we discovered that one of the things you'll find littering the land of Egypt just happens to be pots of very flammable oil. Of course, being the sensible assassins that we are, we decided to use them for complete chaos and to create as many ridiculous situations as possible. There's definitely an art in throwing a pot of oil to create a contained explosion that goes exactly where you want it to, and that was an art that we struggled to master. Most of the time, we ended up setting Bayek's legs on fire, which was a bit inconvenient as it's hard to be a master assassin when your finest trouser legs are alight. The most hilarious, very accidental moment had to involve a lion, a pot of oil, and a bunch of guards. I know it sounds like a setup for a joke, and fear not, the whole situation was a bloody farce. So whilst infiltrating an enemy camp, we noticed that there was a lion caged up. Being the animal activists that we are, we set it free, and then spent 5 minutes running away from it before finding somewhere to hide and watch the drama unfold. Cue a bunch of guards checking on what the fuss was all about, and then the Great War between Simba and the humans began. It looked like the lion was having a tough time though, so we chucked a pot of oil down into the arena. The entire area set on fire, including poor old Simba. What was left was a bunch of dead guards and a very char-grilled big cat. I mean, at least that way it's not going to come after us once it's finished with the guards, right? Just no one tell Peter, okay? Speaking of not telling Peter about all the awful things we did, here's a section on general animal murder. During our time in ancient Egypt, we discovered that there's a whole spectrum of wildlife out there. From the cute domestic animals that you can have a cuddle with, to docile wildlife that's just minding its own business, to evil snakes that deserve a predator arrow right between the eyes. There's no shortage of animals around to make friends with, and to totally avoid altogether. One of the side quests we got involved with actually involved collecting animal resources, such as alligator eggs, which you just know is going to make Mama Alligator very, very angry. You know what also makes Mama Alligator angry? Hippos. Which takes me nicely to my next point, which is hippos. It's just like that adorable childhood game, Hungry Hungry Hippos. But instead of the hippos trying to gobble up brightly coloured balls of childhood innocence, they're trying to gobble up your skull and everything inside it. Ah, yeah. I think the hippo running animation might be my favourite thing ever. Just look at how big and adorable his mouth is. I mean, less adorable when you consider he's literally trying to kill you, but still. There was a mission which required taking out a whole bunch of these guys, which I can confirm is not easy. They're robust as hell, and a thrust from your sword is nothing but a flesh wound for them. You know what's a better way of dealing with them? Getting another animal to do your dirty work for you. Cue angry Mama Alligator from earlier. I sat back, put my feet up, and watched these two fight it out to the death. Of course, one had to survive, but that's okay because another murderous beast stepped in to clear up the mess. This kind of ringside action really breaks up your assassination duties, plus gives you a break from ending up inside a hippo's mouth for 5 minutes. It's easy to forget with such beautiful landscapes to explore that there's also a lovely underwater world to get acquainted with too. Bayek has a pretty impressive set of lungs on him, allowing him to explore to the depths of the sea and find any treasures that may have sunk below many years ago. Just nick some poor guy's boat, who is weirdly accepting of the fact that you're stealing his livelihood, and get searching for those sweet question marks on the map. You'll also get side missions that will lead you to that big blue wet thing. In the one we were tasked with, we had to take down this crew of baddies, concentrating on one particular target. We took him down easily enough, sending him to his watery grave. Still had to go over and confirm the kill though. Yep, pretty sure he's well and truly dead. Better safe than sorry, I guess. And there we have it, plenty of fun things that Matt and I got up to on our playthrough of Assassin's Creed Origins. Are you excited to play it? Let us know in the comments section if you'll be picking it up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see all our upcoming Origins videos. And hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Bye!